It's coming up to 10 minutes to 9. Now, when childhood friends Sarah Dallin and Karen Woodward formed girl group Bananarama in the 1980s, they took the charts by storm.
So now, 4 decades later, they're showing no signs of stopping and have now released new music and embarking on a tour to celebrate 40 years in the industry. Let's take a look at some of the greatest hits. Oh, go on then, reminisce.
Again.
What was that?
That was only in September.
OK.
That was the
Radio
2 live
What was that like?
in Leicester.
Fantastic.
It was,
I could not believe how brilliant, so much fun.
Yeah.
I know you say that about everything, but
Because
this
Kylie
really
was
great.
headlining, was there, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was on the day
Next
after
night,
ours.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing
had-
you. You guys looked like you were just having so much
We
fun.
always have a ball on
properly
stage.
bossing it on the stage.
Yeah.
Old hands.
How did you go about... So a gig like that, how did you go about choosing the playlist? What goes first? What's the one that you know is... Is there a kind of banker in terms of your...
I think there's a final
definitely
four.
a banker at the end. It's like Venus, Love in the First Degree,
Robert De Niro.
all the bits.
Yeah.
Oh, you keep those back, as
Yes,
it were.
but we've got so much to choose from.
Yes, of course you have. Well, what's the opening? Is there one you always start with?
Nathan Jones is quite good. It's got a great intro, and so... But we'll probably change that up for next year. Yeah.
New single, Feel the Love.
Yes.
New single. A sort of greatest hits collection, but it's curated by Karen and myself. So we've chosen,
40
got the big
songs.
hits, 40 songs,
4
and
decades.
fan favourites. We've got a coffee table book with it. We're playing the Palladium. So yeah, this is
I haven't
big old-
heard it yet. Let's listen to Feel the Love.
Stars.
Glittery. When did you write that?
A few months ago, we wrote about 7 songs and chose a couple for the album.
We've planned doing an ultimate sort of collection for the last few years, really, from when we had sort of a 40th anniversary. It seemed appropriate. But we don't tend to make plans, so we ended up doing an unplanned studio
there was
album,
a
which
vinyl delay,
interfered.
so everything got put back.
Yeah.
So it's, later and later. But album's out next year.
What's it like when you two are writing together? Who kind of does what, and kind of when you thinking of inspiration, or do you go, we know what we're good at, we know what
I
works?
kind of write a lot of the lyrics,
Yeah.
but we do some stuff together. It's just really easy
We
because
wanted
we've done
to
it
be
for so long.
Really positive
Yeah.
in these, and just positive messages about feeling good about yourself, because it can get hard sometimes to feel good about yourself.
My favourite is being in the studio and just like directing where the music's going to go and doing all the backing
Harmonies,
vocals,
yeah.
harmonies, and just arranging stuff.
Do you think sometimes when you look back at your body of work, do you kind of look back with some nostalgia that there was a time when pop was pop and there was a single, and sometimes they were about nonsense? And do you feel sometimes like music has got a lot more serious? People, in a good way often, they're opening their souls, they're telling their stories, there's often a lot attached to songs. And the idea of a pop song could just be a moment.
We've been through telling our stories in
Yeah.
songs, in some of the earlier ones particularly, and still wrapping it up in a pop song. It's almost like,
People don't notice,
People
do
don't,
they?
So
with
the two things
us.
can sit side by
I think
side.
they can sit side by side. I mean, just because we choose to make melodic pop music doesn't mean we don't have opinions on stuff, obviously. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's all you've got to say. But when it comes down to it, I think pop music, you know, when you listen to stuff, it creates a memory of a certain time, whether it's a good time or a bad time or a sad time. You know, there are songs that make you laugh, songs
Do you get
that
that a
make
lot
cry.
when people come up to you and say,
Joy.
"Oh, I remember
all,
when..."
all the time.
Like
yeah.
what? Go on, like what?
Well, no, just people always come up and say that song really got me through a really bad time.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about that, but when someone says it to you, you think, you know, and even songs that, there's a certain song that we don't really like playing live, but then people say, you know, why aren't you playing that song? It's one of my favourites. And so we have to stop sort of, you know, saying we don't like it and kind of do it. I think it was a bit like Donny Osmond when
you
he
don't
said he
even
didn't
have to
like
ask which
Puppy
one it
Love.
is.
No, we're not. But when you perform it and you see everyone singing along and waving their arms, you think, yeah, glad we put it in. But you know, you can't love everything all of the time.
One of the reasons I love seeing those little compilations of their older stuff is those days performing on Top of the Pops. When you used to have all those bands in one place at one time, and you're all backstage.
God almighty.
Go on then. You were pointing and giggling at yourselves.
The cut-off sweatshirt and the terrible dancing. I've never danced like that.
Well, you
Why did
evidently
you?
have.
Who told you to? Who told you to do that?
I was nervous.
Did you not? Go on.
As you can see, we didn't go to stage school.
There's no routine,
Did you not have a conversation about what to do while the
we're
music's
just
playing?
stomping, aren't we? The sunglasses, it's such a cringe.
You didn't have any kind of a plan.
No plans.
But maybe
Very rarely had a plan to do anything.
Maybe that was part of the joy of the whole thing,
I
that
think
it did
so.
feel like it was
And
a bit
I like the
impromptu.
clips you choose. They're great.
You
Thanks.
look so
Thank
sulky.
I was going to ask about what went on behind the scenes at Top of the Pops, because presumably you might meet people you didn't know very well from other bands, or, you know,
Yes,
rivals.
I
or-
remember meeting Led Zeppelin and Robert Plant, and I'm just like, wow, this is just, you know, because that's...
Did they know about Bananarama?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course, we were on Top of the Pops.
Was there like a hierarchy of like the cool kids and the pop kids and the soul kids and all that, or did you all just mix?
No, we all just mixed. In the 80s, it was great. I mean,
We
everybody seemed to be making music. We used to hang out with Boy George and Marilyn and Spandau Ballet. Everyone went to the same club. So it was quite nice that then suddenly we all kind of, you know, became successful.
Well, imagine that going to a nightclub, eh? Imagine that. How
Yes,
awful.
thank God we didn't have as many, not as many paps in those days.
Oh, yes, the
or
attention.
for camera
Yeah.
phones, thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, those
because
they
it
were
could have
good
been
times.
horrendously
Yeah.
intrusive.
So, with you've got the coffee book. Are you going back out touring again?
We're playing at the London Palladium to kind of this whole package and celebration. It's the party night at the Palladium. April the 3rd, is it?
April the 3rd, day after my birthday.
Yeah.
Big celebration. Have to try and not celebrate my birthday.
Are we
too
okay
much.
with that?
Big celebration, did you say?
No.
Oh,
Do you ignore it? Are you one of those?
No, she doesn't care really, does
No,
she?
I've never really cared about birthdays, age. Just a number, Charlie.
Yeah. And we're not interested in the number. We're not even thinking about
No,
the
it's
number.
how you feel.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
today is about 90.
And so you're doing more performances now. You're going to do collaborations with anyone? They call them collabs now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Do you do that kind of thing?
I don't think we ever did. I think we did something with Paul Weller back in the very early days.
That's very cool.
I know.
what was the story with Funboy 3? That was a
Oh, of course that was.
collaboration. That was brilliant. You had some great songs.
Well,
with
I mean,
Funboy
they
3.
really helped us up the ladder there because we'd had a demo out prior to that, and Terry had heard it on the John Peel show. So he bought it and then contacted us, and we just think, why is he contacting us? We're not even proper singers. We've never done anything. And so it was really, you know, nerve-wracking meeting him, and he was really shy. Excuse me. And but it worked. We sang 4 tracks on their album, and then next minute we know we're on Top of the Pops doing Ain't What You Do.
And now you're here on Breakfast.
With
Yes,
that fantastic
I know.
dancing that everyone remembers so well. What did you call it? The stomp?
It was.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
I think people copied that, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they
As soon as
did.
you do
It was
something,
pretty
I bet
cool.
lots of people were copying that dance, thinking,
Let's hope not.
that's how they dance.
You're just making that up. You're making that up now.
to make us feel better.
Good to see you. Glad to see you
Thank
getting the
you.
winter wear on. You've gone
Yes,
seasonal.
yes.
finally
we've
back
gone
out in the
seasonal.
polo.
Yes. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Sarah and
you.
Karen, thank you. Bananarama's new single, Feel the Love, you heard it earlier, is out now. New album will be released in March.